Hello everyone, my name is Thomas, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have our first challenge run. Can we beat Pokemon Soulsilver with just a Heracross? The rules are these. Only Heracross can do battle, aside from double battles where I'm forced to toss another Pokemon in which case, I'm going to try to make it as useless as possible. Rule number 2. We can only heal at Pokemon Centers. That means no items after battle, which means unless we are really over-leveled, the Elite Four is going to be quite a struggle. The only items I'm going to allow myself to use are rare candies, which I'm going to glitch into the game to avoid having to spend hours grinding, but that's just because I have been very busy lately. In fact, I just got married lately. Yay! The only other items we'll be using are HMs and Pokeballs to catch HM users, because Heracross can only learn Strength and Brick Break. Rock Smash, I mean. I think I'm going to get a bit of grief over that one. I wanted to give a shout out to Mudry Bread and Picaspri, as these guys were the major inspiration for this challenge. There's some smaller YouTubers I've seen that have done this challenge as well, such as Chill and Play and Quick GG. Quick GG's run with just Jigglypuff was actually pretty cool. At any rate, let's get this challenge started, shall we? So in an attempt to make the run slightly more difficult, we decided to try to replace Chikorita instead of another Pokemon. That way, our rival would theoretically get Typhlosion in the end. Which is an awesome Pokemon, by the way. But somehow that didn't quite work out. I'm not exactly sure why. Action Replay did replace Chikorita, though. We somehow got the rival to use Chikorita, even though we swapped Heracross with Chikorita. I'm not really sure how or why that happened. But basically, we just annihilate him with Horn Attack, and that's all she wrote. Now, before we can challenge Falkner, we have one thing standing in our way. Bellsprout Tower. I find it kind of weird that in this game it's not really that important to get Flash, because I don't even think I need it except for the Whirl Islands, but anyway, we can sum that up in about 18 Horn Attacks, and that battle's easily won. Well, the tower at any rate. Now on to Falkner, which is not so easy. After Bellsprout Tower, we decided to head straight to the gym. It was a mistake. We lost 3 times in a row. The problem is that we can't take out Pidgeotto. He two-shots us, and we can't take him down in less than 3 hits. Even after learning Aerial Ace, which will be key for the run. So we had to make sure that we grinded up to about level 14, and then we took the gym on again, which I think is going to go a lot better this time. So we try again once we hit level 14. Now, our stats should be high enough to survive this fight, so we give it our best go. Falkner starts off with a level 9 Pidgey. We use Horn Attack and one-shot it. Out comes his Pidgeotto next. We have to use 2 Horn Attacks and take 1 Gust, and then we win the fight. Overall, not too bad, but the grinding did take a little bit of time to do. Next up is taking on Team Rocket in Azalea Town's Slowpoke Well, and my god, they can't even hurt Bruce Crispy. He is just too strong at this point. Horn Attack carries us through the entirety of the well, no problems. In fact, the only problem we have is getting hit by a few quick attacks, and we get poisoned at the very end of the battle, but we're still left with 45 HP, so we can still walk back to town, no problem. Especially since Kurt teleports us back at the end of that fight. But anyway, this run is going better than I thought it would so far. Next up is the Azalea Town Gym, where we have to face off against Bugsy and his trainers, and to be honest, there wasn't much really going on in this gym. None of the trainers could really hit Heracross aside from the one double battle, which we were forced to use Vine Whip by Bellsprout. Bellsprout we caught could learn Cut. We couldn't really do much about having to use him there though, so unfortunately it's one Vine Whip, it didn't do that much damage. But the battle against Bugsy is pretty much unremarkable, as he can only hit us with 1 quick attack the whole fight. Scyther only takes 2 Aerial Aces, and that's it. Honestly, I'm more worried about the challenge coming up against Whitney. Even though we learned Brick Break, which will be very essential for the rest of the run, I'm not exactly sure how we're going to fare against Morty so far yet. We're kind of low on the damage end. I didn't expect Scyther to survive the Aerial Ace, to be honest. And that has me a little perturbed, because if he can survive 1 Aerial Ace, and that's a Pokemon that's weak to that, how are Pokemon like Gengar, who resist physical attacks badly, gonna last? I guess we'll find out soon. Now is the next rival fight. So we take out his Ghastly with 1 Aerial Ace, which is pretty good. It's alleviating my fears about Morty a little bit. The next up is Bayleaf, which we take out in 2 Aerial Aces, but it does get a Reflect Off, which is going to hurt us a bit, because his next Pokemon after Bayleaf is Zubat. Now, Zubat is a really annoying Pokemon, because it always goes for Confusion first. So, we get confused, and we basically pummel ourselves back down to half health, and with its help using Astonish. But honestly, it's a pretty good run so far. We're not running into too many issues. Whitney's up next, and we got a good chance with Brick Break. But I'm a little nervous about Whitney. She's tough. Right after our rival fight, we run into one of the cool mechanics of Pokemon Soulsilver. Actually, it was in the original Silver 2. What would happen is, if you ran into a police officer at night, they would challenge you to a battle, but they didn't during the day, which I honestly thought was a really cool mechanic. I was kind of disappointed I'd never seen it again in a Nintendo game. We only use 1 Brick Break, get hit by an Ember, and an Aerial Ace, and the fight against the doggo is done. Goldenrod Gym is next, and to be honest, Heracross is going to have his way with this one. Brick Break is just too strong for what level Heracross is. His stats line up perfectly, and we sweep pretty much the whole gym with just 1 Brick Break per Pokemon. Nice. Bruce Crispy's doing good. Whitney starts off with a Clefairy. We just use 1 Brick Break to get rid of it. Miltank outspeeds us and uses Attract, and this is what causes us to lose the fight, because we can't move on the next turn. Miltank uses Stomp. We luckily can get off a Brick Break this time, but then Whitney uses a Super Potion, and we are immobilized for the next 3 turns and can't do anything while she stomps us down. And this is why this Miltank is such a demon from hell. Seriously, this Pokemon is one of the most unbalanced Pokemon in Soulsilver still, and this is after it being remade. In Heart Gold and Silver, this thing was a beast. It still is now. Why did they think this was such a good idea? So we take the match on again. We one-shot Clefairy with Brick Break 1 more time. This time Miltank uses Stomp twice in a row, and we flinch both times. On the 3rd round, it goes for another Stomp, but this time we get Brick Break off. Whitney uses a Super Potion, and we fire off another Brick Break. We get a higher damage roll, and we win the fight. 2nd try. The next rival fight, Necrotique, starts with our rival using his Ghastly. 1 Aerial Ace seals the deal. His next Pokemon is Zubat. Again with the Zubat, but this time it's not so frustrating as we take it out with a single Horn attack. Bayleaf is up next, and we use an Aerial Ace. It holds on though, somehow. It then uses Magical Leaf, which takes us down to 69 HP. 69 HP?
Yeah!
In all seriousness, though, 1 more Aerial Ace, and we are facing his last Pokemon, Magnemite. Seriously, that was the luck of 69 HP. At any rate, 1 Brick Break seals the deal, and we walk away with a win. Our first couple tries against the gym leader Necrotique, which is Morty, don't really go that well. Heracross cannot get past Gengar because it takes about 3 or 4 Aerial Aces to bring it down, and we can't get past that. Gengar is just too much for us. We even tried a few times at level 29, and it did nothing. So at this point, I decided to grind up to level 36. Now, at the beginning of the video, I said I'm using rare candies, and this is actually what spurred the decision to do that. Because it took over an hour to grind near Necrotique to get this many levels off. So I decided from this point forward, if I had to grind, I would just use a rare candy because it would be much faster. So once we get to level 36, we try again. So, this isn't exactly good, but I can't really do anything about it, so I just gotta come out and say the footage for Morty got corrupted. We barely took him down at level 36, and yeah, my bad. I'm not exactly sure how it got corrupted or why, but that file is gone for that battle. Oops. Next up is the Cianwood Gym, and that's the gym leader Chuck, who uses Fighting-type Pokemon. So he starts off with Primeape, and we use Aerial Ace and one-shot it, so it's going pretty good to start. His Poliwrath is next, and it takes an Aerial Ace. It counters the Body Slam. We don't get paralyzed, luckily, though. Next turn, after it eats its berry, we use Aerial Ace again, this time taking it into the red, and it counters with Surf. We go down to 69 HP. Chuck uses a Hyper Potion, and you better believe we use 2 more Aerial Aces to seal the deal, and I keep tripping on the word Aerial Ace. I'm not 100% sure why. Either way, done like dinner. Our next battle is against Jasmine. She uses Steel-type Pokemon, so Bruce once again has a pretty good advantage here. This time he can use a stab attack, though. So Bruce takes down her first Magnemite with a close combat. So far we're off to a great start here. Then she sends out another Magnemite, which is the exact same level. I'm not sure why she did that. Or I'm not even sure why it's programmed like that in the game. But whatever, rinse, repeat, another close combat, boom. 2 are down. She then sends out her Steelix, which since it can't really hurt Bruce, because he's such a monster, I go for close combat again for a third time. Steelix holds on because of its berry, and it manages to start a sandstorm. Great comeback plan here. Seriously, I don't really know what the hell's up with the AI in this game. Anyway, we use a close combat again, and we get the W. So, skipping past all the Team Rocket drama, because frankly I find it really boring and those trainers are really easy. Our next trainer up is Bryce, and he's the Ice-type gym leader. He opens up with the Steel, which is just a Water type, oddly, so Brick Break takes down one. His next Pokemon is a Dugong, which we eliminate in one hit with close combat. His final Pokemon is actually a Piloswine, and I like that Pokemon a lot. I actually caught one and used it on my very first playthrough of Silver. But, unfortunately, it too goes down in one Brick Break. We didn't even see one of Pryce's attacks in this gym battle. Heracross is such a monster, I'm not that scared to take on the Dragon-type gym leader, and usually she is quite the roadblock. So, more Team Rocket drama we have to skip though, I think. Now that we've skipped past all the Team Rocket BS, we can start the next gym. We take on Claire, the Dragon Gym leader. She starts with a Gyarados, which intimidates us, cutting our attack power. We use Aerial Ace, but it doesn't do much. Claire hits us with Dragon Rage, which always does 40 damage. We counter with Mega Horn, which does better damage than Aerial Ace. Claire uses Dragon Rage again, which starts taking its toll, doing another 40 damage. The next turn, Claire heals Gyarados. We use Mega Horn again, then Aerial Ace. Claire uses Dragon Rage again, taking us down to 23 HP, and we use one more Mega Horn to take down Gyarados. Claire's next Pokemon is a Dragonair, which Bruce KOs with close combat. Her next Mon is Kingdra, possibly the only Pokemon worse than Miltank in Silver and Soulsilver, I guess Heart Gold and Gold as well. Seriously, Kingdra is such a pain in the butt if you pick Typhlosion as your starter, or Cyndaquil. Anyway, Swarm makes sure Bruce knocks it out in one hit with his Mega Horn. I think this is the first time I've ever KO'd Kingdra in one hit with Pokemon, seeing as it's only weak to Dragon types. Her last Pokemon is another Dragonair, which we KO'd with close combat, and we now have all 8 gym badges. We are doing pretty good, and it's time for the Elite Four. But before we can challenge the Elite Four, we have another rival battle. He starts off with Sneasel. We take it out with a Brick Break. His next Pokemon is a Golbat. We use Aerial Ace, but it holds on with yellow HP and uses Air Cutter, which does 52 damage, which considering how much lower level it is kind of impressive. Another Aerial Ace takes it down. His Kadabra goes down with 1 Mega Horn. That's what you get for having Dab in your name. Meganium goes down in 1 Mega Horn as well. Magneton faints from Brick Break, and his Haunter goes down from 1 Aerial Ace. Now, the Elite Four is next. Oops. So, our fight against Will, we forgot to record the very first turn, and his first Xatu at all. And we missed the next turn as well. So, we started this fight off after I took an Aerial Ace from his second Xatu. So, let's start from there. We knock out his Xatu with our third Mega Horn in the fight, and out comes Jinx next. 1 Mega Horn is enough to KO it. His next Pokemon, Slowbro, goes down from 1 Mega Horn as well. Mega Horn's really good in this fight. Key move, really. His next Pokemon is Executory. His last Pokemon, actually. We take it out with 1 Mega Horn as it's 4 times weak to it, and we take our first fight, and we get a win in the Elite Four. Next up is Koga, and we don't do good here. We knock out his first Pokemon, Gyarados, with 1 Aerial Ace, which I was pretty happy with, and then out comes Crobat. Despite the level difference, it outspeeds us and takes us out with its Wing Attack. And at this point, I realized I'm going to have to use some rare candies to level up, and we'll come back and try again. At level 75, Will is not an issue at all, so we're just going to speed right through this footage to show you the Koga Battle. Our fourth try against Koga goes much better. We one-shot his Gyarados with Aerial Ace, and he sends out Crobat. We use Aerial Ace, it goes down to yellow health, but recovers some HP with its berry. It wastes a turn with Double Team. Well, that was good for us. We use Aerial Ace again, putting it in red health. Koga uses Wing Attack, which does 88 damage, which is a lot considering the level difference. He then uses a full restore. We use Aerial Ace again, bringing it below half health. One more Aerial Ace ends his Crobat. We one-shot his Venomoth with Aerial Ace. He then sends out his Fortress. We use Brick Break. It barely holds on and uses Swift for 9 damage. Oddly, he doesn't heal it, so the next Brick Break KOs it. His last Pokemon is Muck, but 2 Aerial Aces ends the battle. Bruno is next. He starts off with his Hitmontop. We one-shot it with Aerial Ace. We then proceed to one-shot his Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. Bruce is just unstoppable. We KO his Onix with 1 Brick Break. Bruno's Ace, Machamp, goes down to 1 Aerial Ace. We have only one more member of the Elite Four to go. It's looking good. The last member of the Elite Four is Karen, a Dark-type user. She starts with an Umbreon, and we KO it with Brick Break. Her next Pokemon is Murkrow. We one-shot it with Brick Break as well. We also one-shot her Houndoom with Brick Break. Brick Break is a great move, and I'm glad we learned it. Next is Gengar. This one worried me a bit. After our Aerial Ace, it uses Spike, bringing us down to only 2 Aerial Aces left. We use Mega Horn to preserve PP and miss after Karen heals Gengar. Our next Mega Horn connects, bringing Gengar down under half health. It misses its Focus Blast, so we use Aerial Ace to finish it, and our last Aerial Ace to KO Vileplume. The only trainer left now is Lance. Our first try against Lance is horrible. We are underlevel, overpowered, and overmatched here. I'm not going to narrate over this fight because honestly, there's not much to say. We can't even take down one of his Pokemon. We come close to knocking out Gyarados, but in the end, our attack power is just too low. I'm going to show you guys a fail montage. And here it is, the montage of failure. You'll notice that Heracross's level will change, and every time it does, I go through the Elite Four again, just so you guys know I am doing this honestly as possible. Heracross just isn't strong enough to win this fight. Even at level 86, we tried multiple times, could not get anything going. Our only option is to go for level 100 and hope that's enough. We're going to have to get lucky though, even then I think. Here we go. Lance starts with Gyarados. Bruce opens with Mega Horn, taking Gyarados down into the red. Gyarados uses Waterfall, doing 28 damage. The next turn, Lance uses a full restore to bring it back to full health. We use Aerial Ace and get a crit. Gyarados is down. His next Pokemon is Charizard. We open with Aerial Ace, taking its health way down. Charizard uses Air Slash, doing a ton of damage. We finish it off with another Aerial Ace. We one-shot his Aerodactyl with Brick Break. Bruce is now half done. His next Pokemon is level 50 Dragonite. We hit it with an Aerial Ace. It eats a berry and uses Safeguard. We use Mega Horn and it lives on 1 HP. It uses Outrage, which does 62 damage. We finish it with another Aerial Ace. Lance throws out another Dragonite. This one is level 49 as well. We open with Mega Horn, putting it in the yellow. It counters with Thunder Wave. Crap. We are now slower. It's its next move. It's Hyper Beam. Crap. But that only does 27 damage. We finish it off with an Aerial Ace, and Lance sends out his last Mon, a level 49 Dragonite. He uses Dragon Rush, but he misses. Bruce uses Mega Horn and one-shots it, proving you can beat Pokemon Soulsilver with only a Heracross. Thank you so much for watching. Please tell me what you thought of the video in the comments below, and if you think Bruce has a chance against Red, let me know. If you enjoyed the video, please share it with your friends and also consider subscribing to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Have a great day, everybody.